What's going on, guys? It's Goose from the Wise Wealth Discord coming back at you with another Sunday watch list. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update about some of the levels we're looking at. We had a beautiful week last week, man. All the levels and technical analysis were playing to perfection. The news catalyst and things that were moving the market were predicted pretty well. It's not that you can always predict the market and the news that's going to come, but you kind of get a flow for it after a certain while. Even through some of these tough, turbulent times, we've been able to execute really good trades. Sometimes you get a little bit lucky. I'm very happy that I was in calls the day Trump announced the 90-day tariffs. Um, just simple things when he tells you to buy. That's the president of the United States, and very obviously focused on what the stock market is. So it was a good trade, good trade. But what do we have coming up? Core retail sales Wednesday, Wednesday retail sales month over month. Then we have Fed Chair speaking to Chair Powell. That'll be big. Unemployment claims Thursday. So expect the big moves about the middle of the week. We'll see how it plays out. As we go through, though, you can see the SPY and most of the stocks that I was showing you on Sunday last week were in this purple box when we opened, and that's exactly where dip buyers started to buy up. We're technically not out of the woods yet. We're in a very mean downtrend despite some of the movements that we have had in the past. SPY was looking pretty decent. You want to get above this gap fill around 545, start to work to that 550 area. QQQ, fill this gap, go hit that 470 level. That would be beautiful. But a constructive start. I mean, even that trade on Friday was very, very easy, constructive, comes down, finds buyers. So it's like you could tell that dip buyers are present. It's just how far, how long, is this actually sustainable? IWM still kind of in the bear flag situation. Kind of want to get above at least 187, 190 area. Go fill this gap, fill above. Overall, I do like the idea that we could continue to rally and could continue to bounce. But in the grand scheme of things, how far, I don't know if we're going to all-time highs. I think we can come out, on Apple, come test this 209 area. QQQ, we could probably test this 466 area. These previous levels where we were denied pretty heavy. But right now, it's ramping up. That's good dip buying going on right now. Huge candle, that's usually a good sign of a solid bottom when you get a good, solid one-day candle. That was absolutely ridiculous that day, a 12% move. Insane. IWM had that huge candle, but just can't quite sustain it. You want to see them get above that 187. SPY above 550. And as we go through some of the equities, it's very similar look. Is okay, boom, boom. They got that huge explosion, pull back, and now they're working their way up to go create that higher high. I haven't looked at Apple's overnight price, but I'm sure they look strong. But above 200, it's a very big psychological level. Microsoft is still in this choppy range area. You want to see that 400 test. To me, that's going to be the biggest thing. They have the 50 right about there. So be looking for 400, what kind of reaction happens with Microsoft. It's a very big company. NVIDIA coming up, I could see them getting some bearish momentum around the 120 area. So it's we're not out of the woods yet. I would love, this to be the bottom and we go and create all-time highs yet again. But there's a lot of resistances up above that we need to be watching for. So if NVIDIA gets above 115, you could start to move up in this 120 area, and that's going to be a big level of possible rejection off NVIDIA. Tesla is still bear flagging, but they have a short-term flag right here. Get above the 260 level, you can work towards 275. And then test some of these levels up here in the 300 area. That's an ideal situation. Obviously, if it continues to fall, it could go down, to the 214, 215 area. Meta, they've had their big pop and kind of their pullback. We're just waiting to see if it really does come out strong, Monday morning, if we do have that pop. And then maybe there could be some continuation with, unemployment claims and things that are coming through. AMD had their sorry to cuss, I didn't even mean to be honest. Big pump up, and then they have their retest, and now they're trying to ramp up and go up and test that 50-day moving average at 104. A lot of these have very similar looks. You have that big pump, you have the little pullback, and now bulls are trying to buy in on that pullback and push us higher. There's a lot of things up above that are kind of worrying me as far as resistance goes. what was previous support, before we had that huge flush out on Monday morning. Now we're coming to test that again on a lot of these levels. Amazon's very similar look as everything else. You buy up right into resistance, and we kind of pulled back after that huge day, and now we're trying to see if bulls can get another leg going. Above 192 would be beautiful. You could start to see the 200. So I'm on side with everything, but you could see the technicals all look the same. Huge candle, pullback, and now we see if the bulls can actually take control here. I just wanted to make this video really quick. I don't really need to go drag in and make it super difficult for you guys. I've been making very, very good trades just based off technicals. And you want to see a push above 470 area. If you could get that, you get that higher high, and we could start to push towards, hopefully, the moving averages. Very, very close to a death cross, you could see. And they're 9 times out of 10 when a death cross does start, there's usually a bounce because they're trying to avoid it. So be looking for that. We got the death cross already in IWM. That's been the weakest index. Above 190 is really my confluence there. SPY above 550, you could say that's a higher high. So constructive start, but I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I would love to buy calls for the rest of my life and the market just go to infinity and we all make money. But it's never usually that easy, especially in like how steep this kind of happened. But there's really not a lot of liquidity above forwardness. So like if we do start to test these moving averages, there's not a lot of liquidity above in these movements here. So we'll see how it does play out. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, stocks you want me to look over, please give me a heads up. I usually just go over mega cap stocks. Sometimes I do BABA. They're bouncing off their 200-day. You want to see a push above 110. Then you can start to work your way up into the 50-day moving average. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I'll always keep you guys updated throughout the week on certain levels that are being broken and news that's coming in. Let's kill it this week, guys. Let's be the best traders that we can be.